Hello everyone, this is Progressive speaking. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This video is the continuation of the previous video I dropped on the about Mt4 basic settings. So before we continue, if you've not subscribed to my channel, kindly hit the subscription button and turn on the notification button, of course, to get notified whenever I drop new video, because I still have a lot to review about these particular settings and the strategies, together with other Nasdaq trading strategy, which I use this in line with it. Now let's go to F key and add moving average. The first moving average should be 10 moving average. You set the period to 10, method to exponential, and apply to close. Then you choose the color of your choice. Then the second one, I want to be fast about it in order to make the video very short, but it's very informative. You have to be very patient and watch it to the end. The third moving average, you set the period to 34. Then this place you change it to, this time you change the method to simple, apply to close, and I used to use this very color, so you can see what is here. Then you go back, tap the main chart, add scroll down to B. Williams and select fractals. So I think maybe for further confirmations and additions, you add a parabolic SAR. So now the chart is set. Then you go to the same F key, click the same main chart. This time around you select MACD, so you leave the parameters the way they are, plus EMA to 12, slow EMA to 26, and of course MACD SMA to 9. Apply to close. Then you change the colors to what you like. This is the color I used to like. Then you go to F key again. This time around you tap the indicator window 1 and select relative strength index. So in this place you leave the parameters period to 14, closed, apply to close, then come down to the level. You use the plus here and add a lot of open levels. So you tap here or in this place in the to add the numbers, you type 90, then in this place or here you tap a strong sell, then 80 to sell, 50 to wait, because I don't want to repeat typing these numbers in order to make the video very short like I promised. 20 to buy, then 10 to strong buy. You come to this place, select delete. If you added more and couldn't use much, you delete it. Perfect. Then set the color and of course add the peso either to 2 in order to make the line very bold and understandable. Then let's go back to the chart and see how it looks. So this is how my chart basically look. So here, based on what I told you last time, this line indicates where the market closes for the previous month, open the new month, closes for the previous month, the same month, open the next month, closes, open the next month, closes, like that. Now with this my settings, now you see it is very much clear to understand both the lowest low and the highest high. But in this case, using these settings, I don't deal with highest high. My interest is only the lowest low. And that is the best strategy I would like whoever that is watching this or that watched this very video to use for next year. But you have to be very, very patient in order to make the best entries. It must not be on NASDAQ or any other currency pair. So, but in this case, as you can see, NASDAQ, looking at what I taught you about this MACD in one of the videos, you have to watch all my videos in order to acquire more knowledge. So, this red signal line of the MACD is yet to cross above the 80 sell level signal line, or to get to, let alone to get to the strong sell level, which is the very area, because a lot of people will be saying NASDAQ is about to fall, NASDAQ is about to fall. Well, it doesn't happen like that, because most of the times they look at this relative strength index and continue making sales as a result. It is true that a single candlestick in this NASDAQ used to have a lot of impact, but for long-time traders, they understand that a single candlestick is not enough for them to make their decisions in the market. So they trade throughout the month or throughout the year. So except for intraday traders who makes entry on the day and they take profit. So this kind of reversals is not always their interest. So now, before NASDAQ will start falling the coming year, because as I am talking to you, this coming year, it is still going to make another move up, obviously, before it can decide to. By the time this MACD will finish ranging here with this latest signal line, MACD signal line crossing above the 80 sell level, and of course getting to this strong sell level, a lot of ranging will happen here above, or either here next month before it decide to retrace back. So, but people should not just believe NASDAQ will continue selling and selling and selling. It's not like that. So for those who say it will continue buying and buying and buying, the reason why it is buying is because of this I'm explaining here. So by the time this MACD will finish ranging at this point, NASDAQ is going to do wonders. Just like you saw Bitcoin, fell and of course retraced back to its current price. That is by the way. Now, what they do here is, or what you're supposed to do is, in every first month of the year, you allow the market to do a possible retracement. You see these particular two candles in the case of NASDAQ. It usually occurs, but I want you to understand something. The reason why it used to occur is because this 34 moving average, before the market can push strongly up or down in the case of downtrend, it definitely used to connect this 34 moving average. So once it has a kind of lowest low that connects to it, or highest high that connects to it in the case of downtrend. In this case, I don't trade against the trend for NASDAQ and every other currency that is very much in bullish phase. So now what you will do is you wait patiently for it to retrace and indicate this lowest low tail or high tail that you used to see, or long tail you used to see in this place. So basically you will find this particular, at the same time this particular moving averages did not close. I want you to understand this. None of them closed below each other when the previous month ended here. The same thing happened here, and that is why the market continued trending up. Same thing happened here. I will show you in the next video what will happen, or what used to happen in smaller time frames, indicating where these retracements you see occurred. So in as much as these moving averages did not close, or the 10 moving average did not close below the 20 moving average before the end of the year, the price will continue heading up. It can only do little retracement and continue pushing up. So let's go to weekly time frame and see how it looks. But like I said, I want to make this video very short before we... So you can see the same thing applied in this place. I will wind the chart again for you to understand. So people make entries when they find this retracement. You can imagine. So once it gets to, that is the weekly time frames, once it gets to this 34 moving average, boom, they will strike their entry. Basically, that is the best way to avoid risk. You don't make entries when the market is still retracing. You just have to wait for it to get to this 34 moving average. So your interest is to watch it keenly. So once it gets here and reverses with, and of course developing this bullish engulfing candlestick, as you can see, so, or bearish engulfing candlestick, look at it, look at this one. But before this time, if you wish to trade Nasdaq, you will be using a kind of smaller time frame, but you should be conscious about the reversal whenever it does, because that is what used to trap people. So you can look at this place. Once it gets to this 34 moving average, it continues moving, and this, I will urge you to use this particular strategy for next month, for next year. So long as this Nasdaq did not close, this particular moving average did not close, because December is just the month that is left now. You find out that this did not close. Once it didn't close, we have to wait patiently, because of course Nasdaq is going to retrace. But whatever or however it is retracing, we have to watch it closely, minding this MACD ranging, which we expected here, and the signal line crossing over this 80 sell level. But that is not a guarantee. Like I used to say, I don't trade reversals in that form, because spikes used to happen. So there are every tendency for spikes to happen. Let's check on weekly time frame where it closes, the market closes. So imagine if you are tampering with these places and these such spikes, it's likely to happen. So look at it. Once it happens, the person is out of the market. Likewise, when we are using the smaller time frame, let's check daily time frame. So imagine if you are trading reversal and you start seeing a kind of this kind of range in here, and you start making entries, and this spike happens. So it's always very devastating. That's why I used to advise you allow the 10, 20 moving averages to cross properly, and as it is crossing, you see the MACD is also crossing above the zero level. The relative strength index also crossed above the waiting level, and ever since its uptrend, the relative strength index remained above the 50 waiting level. So that is how it works. And you have to respect it. If you don't respect it, you will not respect it. There's nothing like trading against these particular settings. So especially when it forms trend. And when you look at the relative strength index, it's also displaying the same thing. Likewise, the MACD. So once it's crossed the zero level, it remains up. I'm talking about the chart lines of the MACD. We continue up like that until the market gets to where it decides to retrace. So, and continue moving. So I would like to show you the major entry points using smaller time frames, especially for small accounts, because this analysis is basically for big accounts and people who decide to invest for yearly, weekly, yearly, basically, or using weekly time frames and all that. So for the smaller time frames, you have to exercise some patience in the next video, because I don't want the videos to be very long. In the next video, I will show you how to follow up NASDAQ so easily. See you in the next video, and make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn on the notification button in order to stay tuned.